Ever heard someone say something like this? It's not about shogi, it's about life. Or, it's not about psychics and spirit mediums, it's about life. What the hell does that even mean? Life? Like, life in general? Or like a specific character's life? Because in that case, everything I've seen would be about life in some way. And don't we already have a genre for this? It actually has a life in the name, right? Slice of life. These are all slice of lives. What are you talking about? What are you saying? Is what I would have said if I didn't know what they were talking about. March comes in like a lion. Ping Pong the animation. Blue Period. The Climber. Vagabond. Vinland Saga. A Silent Voice. Bob Psycho 100. To me, they're all about life. But what does that even mean? What sets these apart from the others? To that I say, good question. Let's look at Horimiya. Hori is the most popular and gorgeous girl at school, while Miyamura is an introverted eyeglasses-wearing boy. However, both find out that their appearances at school are not as they seem, as it turns out that Hori is a laid-back family girl, and Miyamura is a handsome young man covered in piercings and tattoos. I've read it all. It's good. But aside from the beginning, it's a feel-good school rom-com about the lives of a happy couple, having fun with a bright cast of characters. On the anime scale, it's actually pretty normal. It's just high school life. Yep. A school life full of fun and wacky antics. A life where everybody has it pretty good. But that's never been my life. Now let's take a look at Blue Period. The setting's still in high school. Yatara Yaguchi excels in school and is well liked by his peers. But inside, he's a high school boy grappling with emptiness and frustration. That is, until one day, when he finds himself fascinated by a painting. The painting's impact drives Yatara to throw himself into the harsh and beautiful world of art. Oh shit. They got me. I felt like this before. Not this exactly, but the emptiness and frustration part. I've wondered about what I was going to do after high school and realized I had nothing. Nothing that interested me at all. And I got caught up in the same way. He's probably going to stay awake and think about this until 4 AM. Fuck, I can't believe Yatsu's just like me. Oh shit. No, he's not. Do you see the difference? Horimiya is about the life of Hori and Miyamura, but it's also about the lives of the people around him and the comedy that ensues. It's fun to watch. I'm sure someone can relate to Horimiya, but that's definitely not why I watched it. I remember eating a sandwich on a STEM table, and I'll be inhaling deadly vapors in the fume hood before I'm pointing at the screen saying that's me. Because life's already sad enough. Now let's look at another anime. Mob Psycho 100 is about a boy with psychic powers, but it's also about a boy that struggles to express himself, that feels out of the loop, that doesn't want a single trait to define who he is, who he's going to be, and how he's going to achieve it. It's about the life of someone who wants to be a better person, and it's about their struggle. It's what makes these stories about life, the life that's full of real human problems, challenges, and adversity that I've felt for myself. I bet you felt like these characters before. At least one of their problems were yours some time ago. Maybe even now. And if not, holy shit. Can you come back down to earth with the rest of us, bud? Also, I'm going to need some of what your parents were feeding you. I watch these characters, and something just moves in me. They reflect and they ask themselves the same questions I always have. Why do I like this? Am I doing this the right way? Why did I feel that way? As they do, they experience more, and they change. After watching them grapple with their issues, how could I not feel inspired to do the same thing? It's life-changing. There is no Bozo Squad trying to take over the world. I'm not trying to be unmatched under the sun, and I'm definitely not a uni student that's barely scraping by. Okay! They have completely different lives from me. But if they hadn't been born with abilities, or met that person, or seen that painting, then these stories could be about you and me. The background may change, but all the resolutions are ultimately about life. So the story can turn from a story about ping pong to a story about life that just happens to be told through ping pong players, or a story about a boy with psychic powers, to the story of a boy growing as a person who just happens to be an Esper. I always get these deep emotions when experiencing these stories that feel like they're peeling back my layers and hitting something that goes beyond the surface level. I like that feeling. I mean, I can laugh at something funny, but that feeling is gone the next second. But watching this... Shit, that's a scene that's gonna live on in my heart for years. I chase those moments like some sort of weird high. That's why I keep searching for new series that can fill that gap, like The Climber, Holyland, and Blue Giant. And then eventually I'll go on to read Real, Oyasumi Punpun, and... eventually... Berserk. Yep, haven't read it. Definitely will, though. Definitely. Now that that's out of the way, if someone were to describe to you these shows, they would probably say something like, it's about ping pong, but it's really about life. Or, it's about Vikings, but it's really about Viking. Singular. That but is very important. Sometimes, if you come to the series for what's on the surface, the ending might leave you with some blue ball. Getting into spoiler territory for Ping Pong the Animation, A Silent Voice, Mob Psycho 100, and Vinland Saga Season 2. If you haven't watched Ping Pong or A Silent Voice, then watch them. And if you clicked on this video, then like you've probably watched Vinland Saga and Mob Psycho already, like come on. So, spoilers start now. There are certain points in these anime that can feel pretty unsatisfying for some people. For example, if you watched Ping Pong for the actual sport, in the final match of the series, the one that the entire anime has been building up to, Peko, the hero, is finally going to save Smile in the finals. And then it gets off-screened by a musical number out of nowhere, and then we get a time skip. If you watched A Silent Voice, saw one guy and one girl in the movie poster and thought, ooh, I think they're gonna get together, Shoka confesses it never goes anywhere and then the movie ends. If you watched Mob Psycho 100 to see how overpowered Mob is like in One Punch Man, Mob stops using his powers. Probably for forever as well. And if you watched Vinland Saga for the brutal battles between Viking warriors. Have you ever heard of the Vinland Saga? If you focus on how those aspects of the story ended, you'll just be really sad, because they don't fucking matter. But if you find yourself smitten with the human aspect of these characters, then the payoff is absolutely better than any feelings of sad. The final match is off-screen, but afterwards, we see every single character in a much better place than they were years ago. Akuma has a family now, Pong is on the Olympic team and he flew his mom over to Japan, Smile's an elementary school teacher now and he coaches kids, Peko is also on the Olympic team, and Dragon, got booted from the Olympic team, but, he seems happy.
What?
Shoko and Ishida don't get together. But instead, Ishida tells her that they can teach each other how to live. And that to me was way more powerful than any confession could have ever been. And in the finale, Ishida then finally lets the world around him in. And that shit just makes me cry every single time. Mob stops using his powers, but now he's an absolute Giga Chad. Vice captain of the Body Improvement Club. Everybody around him is in a better place. He's holding a birthday party for Reagan, and holy shit! Laughing Mob. Remember episode 3? That's my boy right there, that's my fucking guy, that's my goat. Thorfinn's not the spiky little ball of edge he was a season ago. Now he's empty. And dirty. It's a slow burn throughout the season, but he starts to be moved little by his time on the farm. He soul searches and learns more about the people around him and himself. And through his experiences, he slowly starts to open up and walk in this path of redemption. That's also my goat. I bring this up because I see a lot of people that say that these types of life-like shows, anyway, they say that they're slow, and they are, and they also say they're boring. Boring? Really? How do I describe this? Okay, saying you don't get it sounds really bad. And saying it's not for you also just sounds really bad. Okay, there will be at least one of these types of anime or manga out there that hits deep for you. You just have to go and find it. Somewhere in the void of Japanese media, there is a series out there that relate to your own experiences somehow, and it will, hit different, I guess. You just need to have some patience and perseverance as you sift through it all. So what I'm trying to say is that you will get it, eventually. And if you want to get it, you can start with trying all these series that I've mentioned so far. Mob Psycho was probably the most likely one to get you hooked, but you've probably already watched it. After that, I would recommend A Silent Voice, because it's literally a 2-hour movie. And if not, I have some pretty niche ones over here about working and learning in a library and basically an encyclopedia of deep sea animals and how they relate to life somehow, all through the perspective of an aquarium keeper, so go check those out as well. And if you like to see people beat the shit out of each other, you can read Holyland. They're all pretty good. Give it a shot. You might be surprised. And if you don't like it, that's fine. That's totally fine. Yep, that's perfectly fine. It's okay.